Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Tiffany, a retired librarian turned homeschool mom. And in this video, we're going to be returning to Kathryn Lasky. Now, I previously covered her Guardians of Ga'Hoole series. So now we're going to be covering the Wolves of Beyond. So this specific story covers Faolan, who is the wolf who befriends both Soren and Corin from the wolves. And he is part of the wolves that guard the three volcanoes where the ember is stored. So this is his story. So we learn a little bit more about the wolves. Now, as of right now, I've only read 2 books, so I don't know if you really do need to read the Guardians of Ga'Hoole. It might help to understand this a little bit. But again, I'm not sure because I've only read the first 2 books so far. And yes, I've had to get them in ebook form. And my library did not have them. So I actually had to buy them. I'm probably going to end up buying the series. Moving on. So this is the first book. This is Lone Wolf. It's about 240 pages, 250 pages. And again, similar to the Guardians of Ga'Hoole, this is late elementary, middle school range. So that's the reading level. Typically, that's where, and probably the maturity level, because, you know, there's death in these things. So, and that's literally how this book starts. So, Faolan is born. He has a damaged paw. So, per wolf law, he is taken from his mother by this, I can't remember what they call them, but basically they're female wolves that are part of the pack that are barren. They can't have pups. And so they're considered, they don't have maternal instincts. So their job is to take damaged pups and leave them somewhere to die. And that's what's done with Faolan. And then his mother is given a potion so she forgets her cub. And you kind of find out that she eventually leaves the portion of the pack that she's her pack and moves on to another one, finds a mate and has cubs. Now, meanwhile, Faolan is found by a bear who's lost her cubs. So she takes him in and raises him and nurses him. And they teaches him to hunt to an extent. So he learns how to be an independent hunter and help feed himself. But then she has to go into hibernation because, again, this happens, I think it almost says it's late spring. So she raises him. He's old enough, at least in wolf age. You know how animals age. And Kathryn Lasky does not change this. So, in timing. Though I think with her owls, she extends their ages to be nearly equal, just because owls, different species, die at different times. So she goes into hibernation. He has to kind of survive. She eventually dies. And is found, oddly enough, by Faolan's mother. And that's when her memories start coming back. And Faolan eventually is, he's killing, he's hunting. He's realized his, I think Thunderheart is what she's called, is the bear. I don't know if it's a polar bear or a grizzly. I think it's a grizzly. Has died. He's seeking out revenge. And eventually his tracks are found by another pack of wolves because he's in their territory. They think he has a disease that's akin to rabies and thinking they need to go find him and kill him because rabies is very, very dangerous. And they think the bear bit him and gave him rabies because they smell a mixture of bear on him because he was, again, raised by one. So, they set a fire. I think they have to get, they find a way to use the fire. I can't remember exactly how they did it. And he jumps through it. And then they are scolded. He had previously befriended a rogue smith. So this is an owl. If you're unfamiliar with the Guardians of Ga'Hoole series, basically they work with fire and make things out of fire. And she lives in the beyond because she chooses not to be part of other owl society. So, and she yells at them and scolds them because it's like, he doesn't have rabies. He just has a damaged paw. And he's brought forth and is brought into this pack because he is in fact a wolf, and it's like he's going to be a gnar. And that kind of ends the first book. So you get Faolan's life up until he's brought into a pack. So, Kendra, stop meowing. So that's kind of the way this is kind of the beginning of, I'm trying to think, how many are in this series? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is just as compared to, the Guardians of Ga'Hoole, which is, I think I did 15 books total. There's only 3 in the Bear series. I will follow that once I'm done with these. So, I mean, it's a good story. I like Kathryn Lasky's writing, otherwise I wouldn't be covering her. And again, the Guardians of Ga'Hoole is really, really big. As of this time, when I am filming this, I don't know if you need to read the Guardians of Ga'Hoole. I'm thinking no, because even though this is kind of a sub-series and it's in the same world, it is considered a separate series on its own. Because again, you're seeing the world through Faolan's eyes. I mean, if you read the Guardians of Ga'Hoole, you will know the end of his story. Because it gives you the end of his story, and who he is to an extent. But this is his life before, in many cases, before he interacts with Soren and his band. And I'm guessing this is happening, obviously, similar to the same times as, of course, the Owl story. So that is the end of this review. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe. I have obviously covered the Guardians of Ga'Hoole. This year I will finish this series. I will cover the Bear series. Then I'm going to be covering the Animorph series. Now, originally, in some earlier videos that you guys will have seen, I mentioned that I'm only going to be covering the 3 graphic novels. Well, through the miracles of Reddit, I found free copies of all of them. So, I am going to do my best to cover all of the Animorph series. That is going to be overlapping with Anne of Green Gables and probably the Boxcart Children, maybe the Wings of Fire. I'm probably going to do more than one video of the Animorphs at a time, so I may do something similar. I have previously covered a book series called by John Flanagan, which is The Rangers. Now, those were clumped together specifically because they were he had cliffhangers. In this case, I just don't have time to do 50 reviews and 50 videos for this book series, which I think is the number, along with the graphic novels, which I'm still going to cover. So I'm probably going to clump them into, like, maybe 3 or 4 little, not 3 or 4 videos, but please ignore the cat. Kendra. But clump them together where I cover like 3 books or 5 books at once in one video, just to move it along, so to speak. I mean, it was a nightmare enough doing the 15 Guardians of Ga'Hoole books, and that's just the 15 books, plus I think I did 18 videos total. Sorry, Kendra's being annoying. So, it was not to mention if you want the other series, massive series that I covered, that was the other couple series that were very, very long. Guardians of Ga'Hoole is obviously the longest. I also covered very, very dark. You can go back to that Last Apprentice series. If you're interested in horror, if your kids are really into dark and bloody and gore and more middle school age, Joseph Delaney's The Last Apprentice series is what you might be looking for. You can check out my reviews for those. That's really dark. Then I covered the Princess Diaries. I don't like horror, therefore I need a palate cleanser. So I did cover all 13 books of the, or actually not all 13. I think there are in fact 13 books of the Princess Diaries. Yes, there are 13. I just filmed one recently because Quarantine Princess came out this year. So this is being filmed in April of 2023. If you want to know when things are being filmed. So 2024 is developing. I have it mostly planned at this point. So if you're interested in checking out my channel, please sure to like and subscribe. Besides the book series, I also cover various different topics. So I cover LGBTQ. I cover AIDS. I think I did that. I did unicorns this year. I did vaccines this year. I covered Asian American History Month. So I cover a wide variety of topics. Incoming, I'm covering some interesting hobbies in January. February is Black History Month. March, I am covering the Titanic because, or no, I'm covering Women's History Month in March. Then I'm covering the Titanic in April. May, I think I'm covering Angel Island and Asian immigration. Then I'm covering Ellis Island and Eastern Side immigration into the United States. Not sure what comes there. I know I'm covering Beauty and the Beast this year. And I'm doing mysteries. I have the box and the Wings of Fire series, book series, and the Boxcar Children and the Anne of Green Gables. Those are the other series I'm covering this year. And that's pretty much all I can remember at this moment without looking at my massive list. So enough of that. If you like what you see, if you like some of the things I described and you're looking forward to some of my stuff, be sure to check out the rest of the channel. Leave a positive comment if you have one. Thank you.